Hi, it's Tony Marino, host of the super popular Newsmax Daily Podcast, a rundown of the day's top headlines and top highlights of Newsmax shows and interviews you may have missed, plus some sports, stock markets, and even some yucks, all packed into about 20 minutes. Search for the Newsmax Daily with me, Tony Marino, on your favorite podcast platform, and check out our entire lineup of great podcasts, including Greg Kelly, Rob Carson, and Jerry Callahan at newsmax.com/listen.
A lot of F-bombs, but not that.
Yeah.
You are about to hear the most interesting, informative, thought-provoking, and funny show in America. On air and on the World Wide Web. This is the Rob Carson Show.
But he also allowed drugs to come in at record numbers, and hundreds of thousands of people a year died. And we're taking those son of a bitches out.
Yeah. Isn't it nice to have a president with cojones? Instead of a president with pudding for brains, who puts a lid on his day at 10 o'clock, turns over the cabinet meetings to his kindergarten teacher wife who dresses like a couch. Oh my God, it's so good. It's so good to be alive in America today. Oh my God. Welcome to the show. Please come inside, have a seat. We've got a lot of stuff to get to on the show today, a lot of good news today. Of course, last night in Tennessee, crazy cat lady libtard who, for years, even just a couple of years ago, was so stupid in her 30s to think that that a man can become pregnant and the police should go away and ICE should be disbanded. She got her rear end kicked up between her shoulders yesterday by a Republican. But he only won by 10 points. Well, you know what? Trump won by 20. And you know what? He's not Trump. Okay, so he's not Trump. And then like Marsha Blackburn only won by a couple points a few years ago. So this was a major butt kicking because they nominated a crazy cat lady. And hopefully, oh God, please, let this be the beginning of the cascade of crazy cat ladies removed from office around America. Because I think people are kind of sick of their nonsense.
I think that's the wrong lesson to take away here. This is Trump did win it by 22, but Marsha Blackburn in the midterm in 2018 when Trump was unpopular only won the district by half a point. So Matt Van Epps is going to win it by 9 tonight. And the lesson to take away from this is Democrats picked their own candidate. They had 3 state representatives running. They picked the liberal wingnut, the person who said she hated country music, she hated Nashville, she was uncomfortable with prayer, she wanted to bully state troopers. That's the problem Democrats face in primaries all over the country in 2026, that they may nominate a left-wing nut who can't win the general.
Well, and by the way, every Democrat who voted for her agrees with all of that. They hate country music. They hate the people in Nashville. They hate Christianity. They hate America. They're just liberals who moved there. And they weren't able to get it done in Nashville because fortunately there are enough people who aren't bat guano crazy. This is what happens when Democrats move into conservative areas. They're like the aliens from Independence Day. They move in, they consume all the resources, they destroy everything, and then they move on. They did that in Illinois. They did that in New York. They did that in California. Do you get it? Do you get it? This was a refutation of the bat guano craziest of the left. The same thing that happened in November last year when they had another crazy cat lady running for office who had no ability to connect with people, no real experience. The position she held longest in her life was horizontal, had no knowledge of anything, a complete moron, and they made her the candidate without a single Democrat vote. And the Democrat Party and the Democrat voters went, okay, we'll vote for that. We're Democrats. We're going to vote for Kamala Harris. Wow, you guys are just out of your minds. And this is why I am confident about the midterms. You know, and everybody's trying to qualify this. Oh, yeah, it was only a 10-point win. She got her butt kicked. Completely kicked because they poured everything into this. They had AOC, the other idiot, show up there. They had Al Gore. They released him from cryogenic freezing so he could spew out a couple of words on the campaign trail. Barack Obama was involved in this. George Soros was involved in this. Tens of millions of dollars. A bunch of ratty, gauged ear leftists knocking on doors smelling like patchouli and body odor. Everywhere. They're everywhere. And they couldn't get it done. And they couldn't get it done. And they couldn't get it done. Ha, ha. ha, ha. Even old the CBS yesterday. They did a preview of the election, and they didn't mention that she's bet guano crazy. All the nonsense that she was down with, because this is how Democrats win elections. They lie about who they are. They get a bunch of useful idiots in there to vote for them. Or people who completely agree with everything she said. No police, no ICE, no religion, hate country music, hate people, adopt 10,000 cats, the whole deal. And they vote for it. But there just weren't enough.
Voters in Tennessee have an opportunity to send the Trump administration a very strong message.
Yeah, and they didn't.
Today.
Well, actually, they did. They said, good job, Trump, you're going to win in the midterms.
That's because there is a special election to fill a congressional seat in
Gayle King, she's not going to have a job soon.
The Nashville area. The president won this district a year ago by a very wide margin, but this race is very close after last month's elections.
And Marsha Blackburn only won by 2 points in 2018.
Nicole Valdez is with us from Nashville. Nicole, a lot of people watching this one. Good morning to you.
Yeah, well, we're not going to go to Nicole Valdez because, the crazy cat lady got her butt kicked. That's pretty amazing. That's pretty awesome. You know why she lost last night? Because this is what the Democrat Party has become since they got their butts kicked in November.
We have to Trump. Please don't tell my children that I just did that.
You get your musty hands off of our money, or go to mouse cow. You musty moo.
They're trying to rob you, and they're probably a minor.
I'm shaking right now.
Oh, stop it.
I don't want to be here.
Good,
I'm sorry. Am I taking too long pleading for my life?
Oh, which side are you on?
Oh, my God.
Which side are you on? You should see how afraid of Trump I am.
Can you wrap up, please?
Yes.
Department of Government Efficiency. You just remember, it is the Department of Government Evil.
What is the problem with those? What is the problem with
I speak as both the B and the T in the LGBT.
LGBTQ.
I do not want to be in your email inboxes. I do not.
Yeah, the left can't be taken seriously anymore. That's why conservative comedy is on the ascension. I was talking about this last night at the Newsmax Christmas party. And in case you're wondering, I did not get the velvet suit in time. I did post pictures of the velvet suit on the Twitter. If you want to go to Rob Carson Show at Twitter, you can see the velvet suit I had on order and the belt and the pants and the shirt and everything, and it didn't get here. And I was so mad, I said, oh, screw it, I don't want the order then. They were saying it might get there by the 23rd. I'm like, that ain't going to do me any good. It's not going to do me any good. So I returned the velvet suit, but I did have a wonderful time last night talking to Mr. Chris Ruddy, who gave me the opportunity of a lifetime. And if you're looking for someone to blame for this, it's all on his shoulders. And I talked to, pardon me, Snibbles, I'm having another one of my allergy attacks today. Not a lot of fun. Saw Sebastian Gorky. He was the tallest person there last night, of course. Who else did I see? Justine Murray, saw her last night. She's fantastic, an awesome person. Who else? I saw a whole bunch of people there. Fred Flights was there last night, and who the hell else was there last night? There were a whole bunch of cool people there, and some delightful hors d'oeuvres and everything. And I talked about how the conservative comedy is on the ascent because the left can't be taken seriously anymore, and they can't. And the Republican Party, or the Democrat Party, is the party of childish insanity.
He likes to define the party around the issues on which the lines are the brightest. You mentioned men and women's sports. This issue sunk the Democrats in 2024.
Because it's insane.
And, if I can't trust you not to put a boy in a girl's locker room, why would I ever listen to you about tax or health care policy?
Yeah.
I wouldn't, because you're a lunatic.
Yeah, because you can't be taken seriously.
I mean, it's obvious. And so, Trump instinctively knows this, and he is a master at putting these issues front and center. And, of course, if we're the party of common sense, they are reflexively the party of uncommon nonsense.
Yeah, that's what I said the last couple of years. I said that 2024 would have to be the year we return from nonsense to common sense, and I was right. Because I have common sense. I know, it's weird, right? It's crazy when you have the common sense and everything. And so now the Democrat Party are doing exactly what I said they would. Die like movie vampires.
So is mine.
Oh my God! Thou shalt not kill. That's from Lost Boys, Gen X movie. Yeah, they were dragging us, kicking and screaming, trying to drag us into hell with them, and we're not going with them. We're not going with them. And I said this. I said that the Tuesday election when we lost Virginia because they had a terrible gubernatorial candidate and a bunch of idiots running the Republican Party. And then in New Jersey fell. It was ridiculous. And then New York, everybody knew that was going to happen in New York. And I said, what did I call it? What did I call it? I know I'm rather indelicate in my verbiage sometimes. I believe I called it a fart in the Cat 5 hurricane. Oh, my God. Yeah. Because it was like, whoop, there it was. It's gone. Did you smell that for a second there? Oh, yeah, it was gone. And then yesterday happened in Nashville, and all the national media is like, she only lost by 10 points. This is a major, warning shot over Trump's bow and all of that crap. And listen, we do need to take these idiots seriously. But if you think what happened in New York City is going to sweep across the country, you're wrong. You know why? Because this is falling all over the world, and because nobody's moving into New York because Zohran Mamdani won. Nobody! Unless you're a complete worthless loser who lives in your mother's basement, smells of patchouli and body odor, and has never had a job. Then you might be moving to New York. But winners like us, we move the hell out of places like that. That's what we do. That's what we do. Okay, so we got lots of good news on the show today. Donald Trump, remember what he called a bunch of the countries of the world bleep hole countries, feces hole countries? Well, he was right. He was right, and now he's banning travel and immigration from all of those bleep hole countries. Oh, you're such a xenophobe. No. It's just, if you want to come here, you got to actually want to come here, and you got to be productive, and you can't suck. There you go. So there's that. Trump is unleashing ICE strike teams and the FBI in Minneapolis. Michael and Susan Dell are going to be providing millions of kids with a really bright future, something I've been saying we need to do with Social Security forever. And finally, we got a president who does something other than go to bed at 9 a.m., turn over cabinet meetings to a woman who dresses like a couch, and poop his pants. So it's amazing. All of that is coming up on this edition of The Rob Carson Show. Back in a minute.
Drugs transported by boat, Venezuela. You best take note. Cartels, they're having fits 'cause they're men. They were blown to bits. The drug boat, it now resides on the ocean floor. The drug boat, Marco says we're gonna take out more. Yes, their lives are in danger if they take another chance. 'Cause drugs, we won't tolerate. Shut it down before it's too late. No drugs. A boat that was filled with drugs. Street protesters, we've had our fill, but Randy Fine has a bill, says move them on over, run them all over, run over protesters blocking all our roads. The A thump bill is what it's called. I'm sure the left will be appalled, but move 'em on over. Run 'em all over. Step on the gas if they won't step aside. Sure, it might leave a dent, but make them a hood ornament. Run 'em all over. Thump 'em all over. If they block our streets, they'll get what they deserve.
The Rob Carson Show podcast is everywhere. Go to newsmax.com/listen for details.
It is the Rob Carson Show, and it is already, Wednesday the 3rd of December, and I just have a funny feeling this month is going to fly by, and I'm going to enjoy every second of it, every single second of it, including a big victory in Tennessee, a 10-point keel hauling of a crazy cat lady by a decent Republican down there, and everybody's saying, well, they only won by 10 points because Donald Trump won by 20. Well, yeah, but Donald Trump was running, you see. That's the difference, because Donald Trump. There you go. So there is that. Hey, we had another great meeting of the Trump Cabinet Super Friends. It was awesome. 2 hours of awesome, 2.5. Cool.
In the great hall of the Justice League, there are assembled the world's 4 greatest heroes.
Well, they're more than that.
Created from the cosmic legends
of
the
universe. Yeah.
Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
Let's start with our first super friend, Christy Nome.
You know, you told me to look into Minnesota and their fraud on visas and their programs. 50% of them are fraudulent, which means that wacko Governor Walz either is an idiot or he did it on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
And I think he's both, sir. He brought people in there illegally that never should have been in this country, said they were somebody that they're not. Nope. They said they were married to somebody who was their brother or somebody else.
Not uncommon in certain states.
Fraudulent visa applications, signed up for...
My producer, Ken, lives in one of those states.
Government programs, took hundreds of billions of dollars from the taxpayers, and we're going to remove them and we're going to get our money back. And we're going to, this next year, make sure that we only put people in leadership positions in this country that love this country and have its back. So,
oh, man, I love it. I love it. I'm going to say, Timmy for jail.
Timmy! 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 Yeah, Timmy!
Tim Waltz. Votes! Timmy is in some hot water, man. He is some major hot agua because he's a crooked little Elmer Fudd impersonator who has a love for China. Communist China. He loves him some communist China, man. He went to communist China. He was over in, I think he was in China during the Tiananmen Square massacre, and he was on the side of the Chinese Communist Party on that one. Oh, Timmy, who let Minneapolis burn during the summer of 2020. He's a complete idiot. And not only that, he's a corrupt little idiot. And the Democrat Party thought he'd be a good running mate for the worst candidate ever, Kamala Harris. A second super friend up today is J.D. Vance. You know, the Democrats have come up with this talking point called affordability, which, by the way, has always existed. And let me break it down for you. If you can't afford something, you can't buy something. And I hate to tell you this, I lived in the heart of the country, flyover country, while Joe Biden was the president, and nothing was affordable. He made homes not affordable. He doubled the price of those. He increased the interest rates on a home loan 33 times, increased the price of a used car 50%, increased the price of groceries like 30 to 50%, depending on it was. That never came down. It came down a little bit with Donald Trump, but he made it miserable. I literally went to a grocery store and other stores where people in their 70s came out of retirement to work, and they worked themselves to death. It's like, where's Janine today? Janine normally waits on me here at the grocery store. Oh yeah, she died. Oh, all right. Well, where's Elton at the Walmart? Greeting at the Walmart. Oh, Elton, you mean the 80-year-old guy who had to come out of retirement because Joe Biden was the president? Yeah, he died. Yeah. Jim at the car dealership. Oh, yeah, he used to be one of our car salesmen. He was in his 70s. He came back to work because Joe Biden was the president of the United States, and everything went to crap. And he came back, and he died. They all did. He didn't die, actually, at work, but he died. And here's J.D. Vance talking about affordability.
I just want to pick up on something you said, Mr. President, because you hit the nail on the head. That it is absurd that Democrats talk about an affordability crisis that they created, and the people around this table work every single day.
And they never said a freaking thing about it. While people suffered for 4 years under Joe Biden. And guess what? I'm not going to let them forget.
To address. You'll hear a lot of statistics today. You hear a lot of statistics in our political conversation. I think the most important statistic for the American people is that under the Biden administration, the average American family lost over $3,000 in household income.
That is true.
And under the first 10 months of this Trump administration, they have gained over $1,000.
Oh, and it's only going to get better. It's only going to get better. Here's our Secretary of War going off yesterday.
We're proud to do it. So you didn't see any survivors, to be clear, after that?
Talking about the Somali drug boat cartel captains who went down with the ship.
I did not personally see survivors, but I stand, because the thing was on fire. It was exploded in fire and smoke. You can't see anything. You got digital. This is called the fog of war.
Oh, yeah.
This is what you in the press don't understand. Ooh. You sit in your air-conditioned offices or up on Capitol Hill and you nitpick and you plant fake stories in the Washington Post about kill everybody, phrases on anonymous sources not based in anything, not based in any truth at all. And then you want to throw out really irresponsible terms about American heroes.
Yeah, and this story isn't going anywhere, by the way. As much as the Democrat Party wants it to be the next thing, it ain't going anywhere. Not going anywhere. This is new from Jim Gossett on the Rob Carson Show.
I trust Pete. My faith in Pete's complete.
Come on.
He's taken out drug boats beautifully. I trust Pete. The critics are never ending.
Kaboom!
Drug traffickers.
There goes another boat.
They're defending.
It's raining men.
I repeat. Blowing up their boats is neat.
I know, it's pretty cool.
We got the right man for the job because I trust Pete. Pete Hegseth is a real hero. Proof he did wrong.
Come on, yeah.
They have got zero. Good job, Pete.
Way to go.
You have pulled off quite a feat.
You did.
Cutting down the flow of fentanyl. You can trust Pete.
There you go. That is Jim Gossett as the president. Yeah. You can help him out by going to patreon.com, Jim Gossett Comedy. If you want to do that, that would be great. Coming up later in the show, Gordon Chang's going to join us. Brigitte Gabriel is going to join us on the show. And coming up next, Scott Jennings goes off, and so does Eric Schmidt.
law enforcement isn't to prevent crime. Law enforcement solves crime, not necessarily prevent them from happening.
Buffoon. Jasmine, she is a buffoon. District no longer exists. Out of the Congress real soon. I'll be glad when she's gone from D.C. No Jasmine, it will be pure bliss. I know that this may not sound PC. That mouth on her I will not miss. Buffoon. Jasmine is a total fake. Her ghetto accent's not real. How much more can we take? Buffoon. She was drawn out of her seat. Will be in Congress no longer. Her leaving will be a treat.
If you're illegal alien in the United States, this message is for you. You cannot hide from ICE.
Avoiding ICE ain't easy. Illegals are so sleazy. Tom Holman set them straight. To ICE should be reporting. You should be self-deporting. Leaving will be your fate. Back home is where you're headed. That's safe to say. And you won't make a stop along the way. No longer can you stay here. You've seen your final day here, 'cause you've committed crime. Avoiding ICE ain't easy. It is far from easy. Avoiding ICE ain't easy anytime. A socialist, Mom Donnie, a communist. He's a fan of a muss. His win will be New York's loss. He's an extremist, you bet, as New York's gonna get taxed like never before. When Mom Donnie is done, the city will run every grocery store. He'll defund the police and crime will increase as the murder rate begins to soar. Mom Donnie, anti-Jew, he despises Netanyahu. It is really a sin. New Yorkers voted him in. They'll regret that they helped him win.
Piggy.
A little piggy.
Piggy.
Hey, quick question for all the people mad at Donald Trump for calling that reporter a piggy. Would you prefer to be called her Hitler?
Yeah.
Racist?
Oh, yeah.
Rapist?
Fascist.
Pedo? Dictator? Fascist? Would you prefer one of those?
Metallica.
One thing that should be clear to all of these Republican extremists and sycophants and the people who are either actively involved in corruption, violating the law, engaged in extrajudicial activity, is that the statute of limitations for any crimes being committed...
The statute is not the statute.
Now, 5 years. It will extend well beyond the end of the Trump administration.
That is Hakeem Jeffries, and he is that's called retribution. He's threatening retribution, which of course, they all said they were Donald Trump was going to do, and it wasn't retribution; it was accountability for all the bull crap that the Democrats pulled on him and us. And now the Democrat Party's out of power, and all they can do is lash out and go, "When we get back in power, we're going to kick your butt. We're going to kick your butt." Well, guess what? You're not getting back in power anytime soon because you suck. Because you're a rudderless bunch of, honestly, wow, what a joke. What a joke the Democrat Party is. And you haven't learned anything from your loss. That's the best thing about it. Oh, man, I couldn't imagine anything better. I could not have anything better. Remember when Kamala Harris was announced the candidate? If you listened to the show, you may recall when they announced Kamala Harris. As the candidate, I can't help laughing because the next day, remember? I wish I had the audio. I don't have it. I don't have the team like Rush used to be to say, "Call me, give me some audio from last year or 20 years ago." I laughed. I went, "Oh my God, they're making her the candidate. What a bunch of morons!" And I knew she was going to get destroyed. And they spent $2 billion trying to serve up a crap sandwich. She didn't get any votes at all, and they made her the candidate. So they tried to serve up a crap sandwich. And it's like, never mind the crap sandwich. Here, check out the dressing over here and the fries and all of that. They're gluten-free fries and they're vegan and all that. And I laughed out loud. I said, "You guys are just stupid." And then after the election, they've doubled down on stupid. They put up a crazy cat lady who believes that men can be pregnant. In Tennessee, Afton Ben was her name. And just a complete moron, still in her 30s, and she believes this nonsense. She believes, you got to defund the police. She doesn't even realize, because she's never had a rapist or murderer, track her down into her apartment or whatever. Because, that's most women kind of want the police, and most people want the police around. But she's so clueless and stupid and baptized by the academia, liberal academia, and she's saying, defund the police, Black Lives Matter. So stupid. And she got her butt kicked up between her shoulders last night in Tennessee by a Republican by 10 points. But Donald Trump won by 20. Yeah, but Marsha Blackburn won by 2 in 2018. So it was a keel hauling. She got her butt completely kicked. It's fantastic. The Democrat Party, they just want to be on the opposite side of Donald Trump, even if they're wrong. And they're wrong about everything because Donald Trump has been right about everything. It's just the way it is. look at his record. Just please, shut up. And we got some good news coming up. Michael and Susan Dell dropping $6.25 billion to help with Donald Trump. They're going to start giving kids when they're born $1,000 in a savings account, and then your employer or you can add money to it. And by the time they're 35, they'll have $700,000 in their account. What did you have? Oh, yeah, we're waiting for Social Security to kick in. Sure. The always broke and desperate Social Security we've been talking about, doing something. Democrats caterwaul and scream, we can't get rid of Social Security. Republicans are trying to get rid of Social Security. Wait until your kid born now is worth $750,000 at age 35, and Social Security is still giving you a pittance at the end of the month. Honestly, ridiculous. They've been wrong about everything. They're wrong now. They're choosing the side of narco-terrorists. Donald Trump is going to get, without firing a shot, Venezuela is going to be free by Christmas. The son of a bee who's in charge there, Maduro, is going to be driven from the country, hopefully, returned dead or alive, preferably dead, for a $50 million bounty. And the Democrat Party is, like I said, they're like that with what's his name, Mangione, the murderer, the guy who murdered the banker in New York City. The crazy Democrats, the crazy Democrat cat lady showing up at the courtroom all dolled up, trying to get his attention. That's the way Democrats are. They have the same kind of the women of the Democrat Party particularly. They have the same pathos that propels some women to fall in love with death row inmates. So they're like, we love the narco terrorists. You're picking on the narco terrorists. And Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth are saying, you know what? We're glad we blew the bleepers out of the water. We really are. And here is Senator Eric Schmidt being asked about it, and he is unapologetic.
Do you support Chairman Wicker holding investigation?
There aren't going to be any hearings on killing the narco terrorists. It's not going to happen.
There's not going to be. That's not going to happen.
No.
He said he was
That's not going to happen. There's going to be oversight like we've had. But this Democrat dream of some sort of like hearing when Pete Hegseth and President Trump well within their articles of powers to take out narco-terrorists who are poisoning 100,000 Americans.
Yeah, because they killed a couple 100,000 Americans, you morons.
Every year. It's not going to happen. So we're going to have oversight. We always have oversight. But this desire by the Democrats to try to find some new thing. And I just want to put this...
What did I say? What did I say? Everything is about the next thing. Everything the Democrats do is about the next thing. For the last 10 months, it's been about the next thing. Donald Trump announces Doge. They start cutting government waste. Suddenly, Elon Musk is a Nazi. You want to know what I noticed last night? In two people driving, the insufferable people who drive Teslas, not all of them, just a good share of them. I saw these stickers they have here in Northern Virginia that has a sticker on the back of the Tesla that says, when I bought this car, I had no idea he was so evil. That's what it says on the car. And I want to say, hey, idiot, if you think he's so evil, why are you still driving the car? I'm two Teslas like that. The Teslas normally, they don't, usually with the leftists, they put on the coexist and religious symbols and all that stupid crap. And they'll put it on a Nissan Leaf because it's a piece of crap car, or a Prius. You know, they're known to do that on the Prius. Prius is a good car, by the way. I sold them. But the Tesla, you wouldn't bother to put a bumper sticker on a Tesla because, your virtue signaling is very strong, but not strong enough to cover up that car that you spent $70,000 on. But I see those bumper stickers on the back of the Teslas. I'm like, you people are stupid. Oh my God. I didn't know that Elon Musk was so evil when I bought the car. Well, sell the car then, you idiots. And then they moved on to Signalgate. Oh my God, Signalgate, it's going to destroy Pete Hegseth. He's going to be driven out of office. Then Donald Trump was a king. Then Donald Trump was an oligarch. Then what the hell else did they do? Oh, and then they shut down the government. And now, Donald Trump murdered some narco-terrorists who are floating in the ocean and all of that stuff, and Pete Hegseth needs to be removed from office and all that. Well, guess what? It's not going to happen. It's the next thing, and they're going to come up with the next thing. And like the narco-terrorists, they're going to go down with the ship.
They're talking about prosecuting servicemen and women. So it's not enough that they censored Americans. It's not enough that they prosecuted their political opponents.
They did all that when Donald Trump was the president, yeah, and I was one of them, and then they sent a lot of people to jail for January the 6th when they didn't do anything because it was the Reichstag.
Try to keep them from getting back in the White House. This is really, really danger's road to go down.
Yeah.
This is
a dangerous road to hoe.
The language of we'll beat him in the next election, or we're gonna have the debate in public and let the public weigh in.
We're gonna prosecute you when we get back in office.
This is the language of a color revolution.
Yeah.
So what's your assessment?
Yeah, they're playing with fire and they're about to get their butts burned. Let's take a break and come back. On the other side, Donald Trump goes off on all this bull crap about his health because they want that to be the next thing. They saw him doze off during a 2.5-hour meeting after an 18-hour day, and suddenly his health is an issue. And the next thing, and of course then the MRI comes out and everything's fine, and there's your next thing, another one that went down to the bottom of the ocean. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. T-Ball. Got a bunch of people. Justine Murray, she was awesome. I met her before. Oh, there you are. That is a Vince Guaraldi trio, Charlie Brown Christmas. A must-have. I love it. Love it. Merry Christmas. I'm not going to say Happy Holidays. Never do. Pardon the sniffles. My allergies kind of kicked in today. Maybe I'm allergic to holly. I have no idea. I know the women, in my life who I try to put holly above my head for a kiss, they obviously are allergic to it too. It just repels them immediately. Coming up, some absurd things from a couple Democrats about the narco-terrorists that they're blowing up, delivering fentanyl into the country. One of them says that, hey, man, they're just trying to make a living. And one of them says that there's no such thing as narco-terrorists. You know, it's amazing. They think that, Antifa doesn't exist. Narco-terrorists don't exist. But QAnon is definitely real. So stupid. Not a single. There's not even QAnon shirts like there are Antifa shirts, for God's sake. Anyway, we're going to get to that in a second. What is gold at today? Gold's at $4,231 an ounce today. Holy hell. It was at $2,600 last year at this time. It was a little bit lower in December. It was like $2,500 in December last year. It's $4,231. Holy hell. A lot of politicians should be getting coal in their stocking. You are going to get silver if you buy gold. How's that sound? December 22nd is the final day of Birch Gold's incredible offer, a free ounce of glorious silver, which was above $60 yesterday. It's up 60% this year, like those new funds that they're the Dell couple they're coming up with. Maybe a little silver for the kids. That'll be worth even more when they get a little bit older. You can get it free when you buy $5,000. Now you don't buy $5,000. You invest $5,000 in Birch Gold. Diversify. Let Birch Gold help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold. And for every $5,000 you invest, you get an ounce of silver for your stocking, for your kids. I don't even cut you what to do with it. You can pretend like I'm the worst uncle when it comes to magic tricks. I always do the coin behind the ear thing, and I think I'm really doing something. You might try that. I tried it. You could fool 2-year-olds, not when they turn 3, and then you're like, oh, you're just whatever. Anyway. Do whatever you want with it. It's a valuable thing. You're going to an ounce of silver for every $5,000 you invest in gold, and all you got to do is text my name Rob to 989898 to claim your eligibility for this offer. Again, text Rob to 989898 because Birch Gold's free silver with qualifying purchase promotion ends December 22nd. So text Rob to 989898. So here is Jim Himes. He's a Democrat, and he says that there are no such thing as narco-terrorists.
There is no such thing as a narco-terrorist. There are very, very bad narcotics people.
Yeah, there's very bad narcotics people, but there are no narcotics terrorists,
etc. But they're desperate to
etc. He said etc.
Make this look like it's ISIS or Al Qaeda, because that's the very thin line on which their illegal use of the United States.
Well, they killed a whole lot more people than ISIS and Al Qaeda. Let's hear that moron again.
There is no such thing as a narco-terrorist. There are very, very bad narcotics people.
Yeah, the bad narcotics people are super bad. Those people who do the narcotics.
Cartels, etc. But they're
he said etc. I was wrong.
Desperate to make this look like it's ISIS or Al Qaeda, because that's the very thin line on which their illegal use of the United States military to take these people out resides.
Doesn't it sound like just a schoolyard punk who's just like, hey, I'm going to get you something. I'm going to come back. You just wait. You just wait. When I get chosen for kickball, I'm going to come back and I'm going to do whatever. Here's a Democrat, Jack Reed. He's saying that, hey, here's the deal. Those guys in the drug boats delivering the fentanyl like Zyklon B to the death camps, delivering the fentanyl that's killed a couple 100,000 people in America. You know what, guys, it's just a living.
One of the factors that drives use in the United States is demand. And most...
they wouldn't bring the drugs unless the people wanted the drugs.
Narco...
It's supply and demand. Of course, it ends up with a body count a mile long, but it's just supply and demand.
Traffickers are not in those boats. They pay people to do that. And usually people are not significantly involved with narco trading. It's the way they make money.
Yeah, it's the way they make money. What the hell? I mean, honestly, can a guy not just deliver some, fentanyl to kill children and everything? Just living, for God's sake. Then there's Sonny Hostin behaving like a woman who's fallen in love with a death row inmate.
I can't speak to the law of it. I don't know. I'm not a geopolitical expert.
Well, you're not an expert on anything.
But in terms of the law of it, you're right, Sarah. That is why those Army vets explained, do not follow, you do not have to follow illegal orders. You know why? Because if this is deemed to have been war crimes, which by all accounts right now, there are 7 sources that said Pete Hegseth did say kill them all, even after there were 2 survivors. Wrong. What you're supposed to do under international law, you are supposed to take those fighters as war criminals, prisoners of war, and you're supposed to give them refuge, and you're supposed to take care of them.
Yeah,
and
you give them a teddy bear and love them and hug them and name them George or Jorge or whatever. That's what you do. That's what you do. This is why Bill Maher said this about the cast of The View. I saved this. It's really funny. Listen to this. Bill Maher talking about the cast of The View.
Whoopi Goldberg saying it's worse to be a black person in America today than a woman in Iran. I see we were talking about the trans issue before, and the New York Times really has come over on that to the sort of the sensible, liberal, not crazy woke position. I think this is a great first step toward getting the Democrats back to sanity, and a second good step would be we got to do something about The View.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, yeah.
I really believe that.
My God, it's so fantastic. Yeah, because honestly, I think, like I said, I think this is the beginning of the death of the crazy liberal cat lady. Crazy kibble. Oh, by the way, I got some bad news for cat ladies. There's a new study says that cats like men better, no matter how many you have. I'm not kidding. I wish I was kidding. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. Let's talk to the streamers. Rob, you are on fire. America Strong. That's David Lynch. Oh, my God. Your movies are so weird, and I thought you were dead. Anyway. John Ritchie's watching. Hello. Glad to have you there, America Marcy. Looking good, Rob. Well, I'm feeling good. Except for the frickin' allergies. I get nailed by these allergies every once in a while. Sean Whitehead, Democrat Party was so interested in helping out the poor. Why isn't they drop the tax on Social Security and pensions? Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Donald Trump next year is getting rid of the tax on Social Security income. So every senior citizen in the country is going to get a major increase in pay. Astro Turtle says trying to talk Rob into getting his tiny home in Delaware. I'm going to. I'm working on it. You want to hear something funny? Oh, Conserve 1974 says best show. Cool. Well, tell everybody about it, okay? Yeah, Linscat, you're saying there is a study saying cats meow louder at men than women because men don't listen to them. Because it's the same thing with women. They always say, you don't listen to me. Well, because not everything you say is sacrosanct, honestly. Not everything you say is super, and I don't take it personally. You don't listen to some of the crap I say. Only the negative stuff. Like when I said, I don't like your sister. Oh, who's watching over there on the Terry Davis, hello from Nebraska. Hey, I'm from Nebraska. I'm from Omaha originally. Grew up in southwest Iowa. Sam Ken Bonner, good to see you there. Where do you live in Nebraska? I'm quite familiar with Omaha, Nebraska. Drove Dodge Street in my 76 Dodge Aspen in high school. Here we go.
Give me a 310 here.
Okay. Oh, there you go. Brian Stelter. No, it's not Brian Stelter. It's, what's his name? Brian Setzer. Brian Stelter is not this cool. He will never be this cool. My God. Turn that up.
It is to ride in 57 Chevrolet.
Come on.
Jingle bells, jingle, jingle, jingle all the way.
That is just so awesome.
Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
All right, so Donald Trump yesterday went off in the the Cabinet Super Friends meetings because the Democrat Party's looking for the next thing. And they said that Donald Trump is exhibiting signs of decline or whatever. And it was proven wrong because he released the MRI. He's very healthy. He's healthier than most people, half his age.
But you always find something new, like, is he in good health?
Yeah.
Biden was great, but is Trump in good health? I sit here, I do 4 news conferences a day. I ask questions from very intelligent lunatics, you people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the next thing. Oh, it's his health. His health is declining. Here's Scott Jennings calling out the CNN panel for their stupidity on this.
I would just say he's very sensitive about it. There's no question. I mean, he attacked Katie Rogers of the New York Times for
because she lied.
The article that she wrote, and the cabinet meeting, one of the reasons it went on so long today was he did a whole treatise on his health.
Yeah.
And so he's clearly,
Have you ever met a 79-year-old man that wasn't? I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
He's constantly being pinged. He's constantly being attacked unfairly for having something wrong. There's nothing wrong with this man. He's clearly fine, and he's up all hours of the night communicating with the American people. And
you dummy. Maybe it's really funny because the Democrat Party said nothing about this nonsense.
Anyway, and I don't want to. Well, maybe choose my words.
He was the president.
I was just thinking, anyway. But I just, look, I mean.
My God, and this is what the media said about that.
Start your tape right now, because I'm about to tell you the truth.
What's that?
And F you if you can't handle the truth. This version of Biden is the best Biden ever.
Even when he poops his pants.
She knew so long as she was 9.
In fact, I think he's better than he's ever been.
President Biden has a photographic memory. His understanding and mastery of a complicated geopolitical situation, remarkable.
He is sharp, intensely probing.
Unbelievable. You are so morally and intellectually bankrupt, and you're losing. It's only going to get worse during next year's 250th anniversary of America. Oh, yeah. Hour number 2 is right ahead. Gordon Chang is going to join us. Don't go anywhere.
No blind rhetoric.
No talking down to me.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think. Don't tell me how to think.
I trust Newsmax. Newsmax.
They don't tell me how to think. They let me decide.
Real news for real people.
most interesting, informative, thought-provoking, and funny show in America. On air and on the World Wide Web. This is the Rob Carson Show.
This is hour number 2 of the Rob Carson Show. Welcome to it. We've got Gordon Chang at the bottom of the hour. We're going to be talking about China and Venezuela and all of that. And China and Japan and all sorts of things to get to with Gordon Chang. He's always awesome, always informative, always amazing. So that's coming up. Then Brigitte Gabriel, the final hour of the show. And what I'm going to do is just wind her up and let her talk, because that's what she does. She's an amazing person. She's a spitfire is what she is, and she's got a lot of things she wants to say about Israel and whatnot. So stick around for that. This is pretty cool. Two evil corporatists who are billionaires who need to be taxed into oblivion. Dropped $6.25 billion to fund Trump's new Trump accounts. 25 million American children, will receive deposits. Did you know about this? So $6.25 billion. The move comes to launch of Trump accounts, a cornerstone Donald Trump's vision for economic opportunity. He's going to give every child born in America between January the 1st, 2025 and December 31st, 2028 an automatic $1,000 government-seated account, and it is going to be tied to the stock market, and it's going to be worth a buttload of money eventually. And this is because, we've been talking about, and the Democrat Party and the Republican Party have been mentally masturbating about doing something with Social Security for, 60 years, and they never do anything. They never do anything. They just sit on, we want to privatize it. No, we don't. Yeah, we do. No, we don't. Yeah, we do. Keep taking lots of money, and it's bankrupt. And finally, they're doing something about it. Thank God. Here is Ted Cruz, Senator Ted Cruz, talking about this amazing program.
Two most long-lasting and far-reaching provisions are, number one, the school choice provision.
He's talking about the big, beautiful bill
that you signed into law that is going to unleash tens of billions of dollars to scholarships to low-income kids all over.
Yeah, so they don't have to go to sucky American or public schools that have been giving all their money, their unionized schools, giving all their money to Democrats, while every metric of quality of education has descended into the toilet since the founding of the Department of Education.
For the country, and is going to change the lives of millions of kids.
Yeah.
And the second provision is this provision right here, the Trump accounts. These Trump accounts, starting on July 4th, every child in America...
That's the next year when the MMA fight is going to happen on the White House lawn.
...have a personal investment account opened for them. Newborn children will have it seeded with $1,000. Parents and family and employers can contribute up to $5,000 a year in a tax-advantaged account. That money will be invested in the S&P 500, the stock market, broad-based equity index account. Two massive benefits that
Well, what about the Social Security lockbox? There was never a lockbox. Social Security is just money taken out of younger people's accounts every month, out of their paychecks, given to older people. There's no fund at all. It's all on paper.
Change this country. Number one, every child in America will experience the benefits of compound growth. Take a little girl born next year. She's born next year. She has the account opened for her. $1,000 is automatically seeded. Her parents, her family, or an employer puts $5,000 a year each year into that account.
Yeah. What happens?
If you assume the historic rate of growth of the S&P 500, which is 7% a year.
Sure.
By the time that little girl is 18, she will have $170,000 in that account. And if she keeps saving, by the time that little girl is 35, she will have $700,000 in that account. That is game-changing, and we're not talking...
how much will she have in her Social Security account by the time she's 35? Nothing! So there's that. This is Michael Dell. He and his wife Susan are giving $6.25 billion to kids who were born before next year, before July 4th of next year. And they're going to supplement those kids and help them out.
What my wife and I have decided to do is...
These evil billionaires.
For the kids that are under 10 years old that are not included in the government program, so the sort of 2 to 10-year-olds that live in zip codes where the median income is less than $150,000, we'll be giving 25 million of those kids $250 to start their Invest America accounts. And of course, these accounts can be used when the child turns 18. It becomes like an IRA. They can use it for education, for starting a business, for buying a home, for starting a family, for continued savings. And look, we know that when kids have accounts like this, they're way more likely to graduate from high school, to go on to college and graduate, to, buy a home and be successful adults that participate.
And depending on government, like Democrats love them to be, love us all to be. So there you go. That's pretty good news, isn't it? That's pretty good news. Pretty good. You want to hear some other good news? America still loves hot chicks. American Eagle stock jumped as it expects a big holiday raise. Well, hello, everybody. After Sydney Sweeney's ads, the apparel company is expecting its first fiscal fourth quarter comparable sales to grow between 8 and 9%, which, if you can have that kind of growth, you're doing something. About 4 times better than the 2.1% analysts had anticipated. Yeah, American Eagle now expecting its full year adjusted operating income to be $303 to $308 million, up from its previous estimate of $225 million. So just like the old Farrah Fawcett picture in my poster in my bedroom, it looks like Sydney Sweeney. Same thing going on there. Except for Farrah Fawcett never made me want to buy jeans. A little Gen X humor there for you. Could be Pamela Anderson, could be whatever. Kristi Noem is calling for a full travel ban on countries flooding U.S. with killers, leeches, and entitlement junkies. That's so xenophobic, but it's also true. She said, I'm recommending a full travel ban on every damn country. Oh, God, I just love this. I want to see her in some of those jeans. Every damn country that's been flooding our nation with killers, leeches, and entitlement junkies. That is just so cool. That is just so cool. And here is Donald Trump. This is, what? I'm just so glad for political correctness to die a fiery death. Here is Donald Trump talking about all of the Somalians in Minnesota. And by the way, the country of Somalia is a crap hole. It's the meth lab trailer park of the world. And they export a lot of people who are, residents of the meth lab trailer park of the world. And I'm not saying all Somalians because, I'm not a racist, but certainly one of the things they export the best is, meth lab trailer park of the world residents who steal a lot of stuff. It happened all over the world. Here's Donald Trump talking about this because they stole a couple $2 billion in Minnesota under Tim Volz's watch, and he was aware of it. The AG, Keith Ellison of Minnesota, was aware of it. The governor or the mayor of Minneapolis, Jacob Frey, they are all aware of it. You know why? Because they're not stupid. And normally when you see the autism, kids fund go from $2 million a year to $400 million a year, somebody better notice it. But you see, they didn't want to offend the Somali community, and they didn't want to cost them votes. So Donald Trump's going to go after them.
Which is barely a country. They have no anything. They just run around killing each other. There's no structure. And when I see somebody like Ilhan Omar, who I don't know at all, but I always watch her for years. I've watched her complain about our Constitution, how she's being treated badly. Our Constitution, the United States of America, is a bad place. Hates everybody, hates Jewish people, hates everybody.
Yeah, she does.
And I think she's an incompetent person. She's a real...
she's just evil.
Terrible person. But when I watch what is happening in Minnesota, the land of 1,000 lakes or however many...
They say actually 12 to 15,000.
Lakes they have. They got a lot of lakes. But this beautiful place, and I see these people ripping it off, and now I'm understanding, and you're going to look into that, Scott. I hear they ripped off Somalians, ripped off that state for billions of dollars. Billions.
Yeah, and the Somali community is a hotbed for fraud and voter intimidation and vote harvesting, among other things. Here's Jacob Frey. He is a fop. He is a limp-wristed fop. Oh, you can't say that. Yeah, I can, because he is. He's a little soy boy. He's a little soy boy. And here he is. He's pleading, we love you, Somalians, even though you stole billions of dollars from us and everything. And then he starts speaking Somalian. This is real. Listen, it's real.
That's not American. That's not what we are about. And we're going to do right by every single person in our cities. And so,
what about the hundreds and maybe thousands who defrauded the state?
To our Somali community.
Yeah, here we go. Listen.
Daman Shabka, Somalied Kunul, Minnesota, Garahan, Minneapolis, Waan, Ku Janila Hai,
oh yes,
Waan,
sure,
Ku Gereb, Taganahan.
Sure. Well. One is the loneliest number. What a fool. Did he ever, speak German for the German community? There you go. Oh, they just look like stupid people, I swear to God. Here is Jacob Fry. He's real upset because the ICE is going to go in there and start busting all of these illegal Somalians, because 50% of the population in Somalia, or in Minnesota from Somalia, are here fraudulently.
Good afternoon. My name is Jacob Fry. I'm the mayor of Minneapolis. And
mega hi, ho.
We are here to respond to a number of credible reports from several media outlets relaying that there are as many as 100 federal agents that will be deployed to the Twin Cities.
You're going to get an FBI colonoscopy.
With a specific focus on targeting our Somali,
which you might enjoy,
community. To our Somali community, we love you, and we stand with you. That commitment is rock solid.
That is so xenophobic. No, it's not.
Minneapolis is proud to be home to the largest Somali community in the entire country.
Does he have to use lip balm when he kisses so many butts?
They've been here for decades.
Yes, they have.
In many instances.
Yes, they have. Yes.
They're entrepreneurs and fathers. They benefit both the culture and the economic resilience.
And some of them steal billions of dollars by bilking taxpayers out of money.
Of our city.
Yes.
Targeting Somali people means that due process will be violated. Mistakes will be made. And let's be clear, it means that America...
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, nothing's going to stop the tidal wave of that's coming in there to gut Minneapolis of criminality. There you go. And the illegality. Let's take a break and come back. This is The Rob Carson Show.
I'm afraid that poor Joe Biden, his faculties are sliding. Yes, it's a sad refrain. On the edge, watch him teeter. He would be a better leader if he only had a brain. That non-existent hand he's shaking, and all the gaffes Joe's making, his supporters can't explain. When he speaks, it's a gamble. I bet he wouldn't ramble if he only had a brain. Oh, I can't tell you why Joe Biden somehow got elected. Just hope November 8th he and his kind will be rejected. Joe Biden, he's so dense, he doesn't have the sense to come in from the rain. He's worse than Jimmy Carter, but I bet he'd be much smarter if he only had a brain.
Well, I'm gonna pay a visit. I'm headed to the Everglades. Gonna see a brand new prison for folks arrested in ICE raids. I hear it's already getting all kinds of accolades. Alligator Alcatraz, it's where illegals will be kept. We're cracking down, unlike Biden, who was totally inept. It is something that the liberals in Florida cannot accept. California Alcatraz, I want to open that one too. Just imagine the hard time that real criminals will do. Alligator Alcatraz, I'm gonna take a tour of you.
Tim Walz is a lefty who's ruined his state. Now he wants our children to self-mutilate. His policies are disgusting and lewd. And now he says schools have to include tampons in the boys' room. Tampons in the boys' room. Tim Walz and Kamala, a couple of fools. And everybody knows that liberals want to ruin schools. Tim allowed his cities to be burned by BLM. Criminals, illegals, they can count on Tim. His uniform, Tim was disgraced. He really crossed the line the moment that he placed tampons in the boys' room. Tampons in the boys' room. Tim Walz is a commie. Kamala is too. And everyone should know the damage that these two could do.
FM in Harford County.
Newsmax, you like Newsmax. I like it too. Newsmax has been terrific.
President Trump is right. Millions like you are tuning into Newsmax. You're watching Newsmax on cable. You're going to our streaming channel, Newsmax 2. And you're downloading our free Newsmax app on your smartphones and TVs. Reuters Institute says we're now one of the top news brands in the nation. Every night, watch great shows with Rob Schmidt, Carl Higbie, Rob Finnerty, and more as they expose the big media lies, the Washington swamp. And they're never afraid to talk about faith, freedom, and the values that made us great. Find out why Newsmax is the fastest growing news channel in America. Make the switch today and join our news revolution. Get Newsmax on cable, on streaming, and download the free app today. It takes just seconds to start. Let President Trump know you stand to rejoin Newsmax. It's for real news, for real people. Make the switch today.
Come on.
Would I launch strikes in Mexico to stop drugs?
Yeah.
It's okay with me.
Yeah, man.
Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom.
My producer, Ken Redneck MacGyver, he says that's not Big Head Todd and the Monsters. I say, you're high. That's Big Head Todd and the Monsters. Kenny. Here's Chris Rufo talking about Somalians in Minnesota.
And Minnesota political leaders say that the Somali community is so powerful. It uses intimidation. It threatens people with accusations of racism.
Yeah.
That at one point, the Minnesota state government had shut down some of this funding. But upon threats from the community, they reopened it without any investigation, any penalty. And this is what happens when you get Minnesota nice that mixes with a Somali community that seems to think it could commit fraud with impunity.
Yeah, and they do. They do it all over the world. Here is Douglas Murray talking about that.
1991 is when the temporary status was granted. Somalia was a mess here to call for, too.
Still is. It's
Protected
a crap
status
hole.
was first granted in 1991 when the country was torn apart by civil war and its national government collapsed. The designation has been extended many times since, many times, more than 30-plus years. Yeah. The president wants to terminate these protection orders. That's where we are.
Yes, because the City Journal report says and shows that there has been massive fraud, defrauding of American taxpayers, including of things like COVID-era loans and much more. and that some people in the Somali community in Minnesota have sent money from those schemes back to Somalia.
To El
and that
Shabaab.
some of them have found their way into the hands of the Al-Qaeda-linked terrorist group Al-Shabaab. Cases like that, the abuse of the welfare system, the abuse of the housing system, has been endemic in Somali emigre communities across Europe and other parts of the
Yeah, around the world, because Somalia is the world's meth lab trailer park. There you go. It just is. But Tim Volz, who hopefully is going to go to jail. I mean, I hope and pray this little weasel goes to jail for what he has done, what he has presided over, and he is very, very offended.
Aren't people going to abuse the program? How disrespectful to people to assume that all Minnesotans are scamming. That's what I hear from them all the time. I trust Minnesotans. I believe in Minnesotans.
Yeah, nobody's saying that, Timmy. Nobody's saying that. Timmy, nice try. Timmy, you're going to go to jail. Timmy. Here is Timmy blaming everybody.
When the President of the United States sets up and tweets 150 times after midnight and targets certain people.
No, he truths.
It's not a coincidence that they're targeting Minnesota. We certainly welcome those investigations.
Because you made it into a corrupt hellhole, you piece of crap.
They've been done by all of you, and they've been done here. We certainly want to know that, but it's also the Transportation Secretary who is threatening to withhold our federal dollars.
You should, yep. All your SNAP benefits, the whole deal.
Look, that's who they are.
Yeah.
This is who they are.
Yeah,
we welcome anybody who wants to help us. We're fixing it.
Sure.
And I said, Minnesotans know us and our team. They led us through COVID. We led us through George Floyd.
You watched your city burn, you toad. My God, you are a toad. Batya Ungar Sargon talking about, you know what? If you're going to come here, how about actually loving the country?
16 and it's why he won in 2024 because instead of talking about the outrageous situation in which immigrants who were given the greatest privilege on earth, American citizenship, turned around and stole from the American people, we're talking about how Donald Trump talks about
Yeah, and I think we're just about damn tired of it. You coming here to the United States, not assimilating, and then bitching and whining about what America's so terrible and all. How about go back to friggin' Somalia? How about that? This is Jim Gossett on the Rob Carson Show.
Mogadishu, men have fled you.
It's a hellhole.
You have set your dregs into the USA.
Walter White would live there.
Somalis, they are leaving Mogadishu.
What are you making in the trailer over there, Walter?
And it looks like most of them are here to stay.
No, I think a lot of them are going to go.
They are ripping off the state of Minnesota.
They're Minnesota stupid up there.
250 million they've stolen so far.
Oh, no, there's like several $1 billion, actually.
Tab on Tim hasn't lifted a finger. He allows it, disavows it. Ilhan Omar, you know she's behind it. When it comes to fraud, she's Mogadishu's star.
Yeah, GTFO. Bye-bye. Go back to Somalia. And if you want to complain about America, that's all she does. She complains about America and she hates the Jews. And she's just been being and whining since she left and came over here and is trying to make America into Somalia. How about just get the hell out? Honestly, there's nothing selfish about that. If you don't like it here, you don't want to assimilate, you don't want to speak the language, you don't want to celebrate America, you want to wave a Somali flag, kiss my butt, go back to Somalia. Honestly, it's about time we did this. It is. It's about time. Let's take a break and come back. Gordon Chang joins us next. He's always awesome. Don't go anywhere.
Sending troops to Memphis, Tennessee. 'cause it looks like Memphis could use some help from me. The mayor has done nothing to put criminals away. Memphis needs our help, and they need it there today. The city's run by Democrats who defunded police. They can't do their jobs or maintain the peace. I'm sending in the guard. Memphis needs it bad. Their mayor, Paul Young, that guy's really sad. Voted the most dangerous place in the USA. Wouldn't want to live there. Wouldn't want to stay. Sending in the guard. That call, it was mine. Democrats in Memphis, listen to them whine. The Democrats shut down and them all leaving town will be a gift to me. I see it as a firing opportunity. Let the layoffs begin. America will win. Just you wait and see. The Democrats just gave me an opportunity. Now I have a chance, along with J.D. Vance, to make us more waste-free. A federal budget cutting opportunity. The budget I'll reduce when thousands are cut loose. Less bureaucracy. I will make this another opportunity. This is a big time opportunity.
Well, they have a lot of cats, and they're mostly Democrats like V.P. Harris. They cry when they lose from their left-wing views. I wish they'd spare us. They're cat ladies. Whoa, 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 they're cat ladies. Talking about some miserable ladies who have clearly lost their minds.
People that are pro-life, I need you.
Got called out by J.D. Vance. When he had the chance, he really nailed them. They're too dumb to know. Kamala and Joe have really failed them. They're cat ladies. Don't have a child, they're cat ladies. Talking about some miserable ladies who are out of their minds.
Is this Harry Connick Jr.? Nope. It isn't?
I'll have a blue
it's Bublé.
Christmas without you.
My God, that man is amazing.
I'll be so blue. Just thinking
about you. I am full of the holiday spirit, the Christmas spirit, among other things. Antihistamines as well, by the way. Joining us on the Newsmax Hotline, one of my favorite people in the world, Gordon Chang. Gordon Chang, welcome to the show. How are you, my friend?
I'm fine, Robin. Thank you so much.
It's always good to have you on. Gordon G. Chang on Twitter. You've written a number of books, including The Coming Collapse of China. And, brother, I'm going to tell you, you got they're saying the Dow's going to be at all-time high today. You can imagine that on July the 4th, when Donald Trump gives every kid born in America $1,000 invested in the stock market. What is going to happen to the American economy? And you talk also what's happening on January the 1st with all the kick-in of all this big, beautiful bill. You got people going to be able to not be taxed on their overtime, not be taxed on tips, Social Security recipients not being taxed. This is a rocket ship, brother. And I'm going to tell you, and you on all the offshoring that's going to happen from China to the United States, whether it be, precious minerals and all of that, and the return of manufacturing. This is not going to bode well for China.
Certainly not. I mean, China right now has an economy that is not growing at the 4.8% rate that they officially report. It's probably about zero, and we know that the government itself is running out of money. So this is a very serious situation in China. They're able to cover it up, but I think we're going to learn a lot more in the coming days about how bad things are.
I'm thinking it's not a paper tiger. I'm thinking it's a wet tissue paper tiger right now, bro, because this is the America is coming back, man, and you got all these fronts, and Donald Trump's playing 3D chess, isn't he? He's saying he got this thing going on with Venezuela, all of the money from Venezuela going for narco traffickers, and a lot of that's going to China, and we're talking billions of dollars. We're talking about billions of dollars to the banking system in the world, the crooked banking system, politicians around the world. All of that is going to have a major impact, and when Maduro falls, oh my goodness, and I'll bet you that's going to happen by Christmas. How's that going to impact China?
Well, first of all, Maduro is one of China's proxies, and Venezuela is very much central to China's Latin American policies. And when Maduro goes, and I'm sure that he will, Beijing will be at a very big disadvantage. Now, Beijing is huffing and puffing right now, but there's nothing they can really do, except the one thing they can do is they can create a diversion either in Asia or even on American soil, so that we can't move effectively against Venezuela.
And what do you think that's going to mean? Because I know there's some stuff going on with Japan. We're going to get into that in a second. But what do you suppose that would entail? Because they certainly tried a bunch of crap on us before.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, they're going hard after the Philippines right now.
Yes.
Even with all of the headlines about the China-Japan confrontation, China is really now making military moves against the Philippines and the South China Sea.
Wow.
And, of course, we're seeing the Chinese military move on Japan. I'm sure China doesn't want to start a war, but I think China believes it can control an escalation. Now, that I think is overconfident.
Yeah.
But we could end up with a war in East Asia very fast. Or we could have China's agents, operatives, and soldiers do something horrible on our soil. So we know that they're here just waiting for the go signal. So this is a very difficult and very consequential moment.
Well, we did, Joe Biden did allow, 50,000 Chinese military-age men to come into the United States, didn't they?
Yes, and we don't know about a lot of these guys, but we also know that they've been engaged in some pretty suspicious behavior, like taking target practice just weeks after arriving in the U.S. with no money, no job, no nothing. So why are they taking target practice? And also, Border Patrol has noticed that some of those Chinese men who came across during the Biden administration, they were all dressed in identical kit. So they were coming in these packs of 4 to 15, and they were dressed out identically.
Really? Well, that's obviously a military operation. I was reading some headlines about Japan and the possibility that they might be involved in defending Taiwan. I don't know a whole lot about Japan's military. I know that the Japanese aren't ones to be trifled with, however. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, Japan has a very capable military. They don't call it a military. They call it a self-defense forces.
Yeah.
But they're very effective. And I'm sure China doesn't want to mess with them.
No.
Especially because if China were to mess with them, it wouldn't be near China's shores. It would be near Japan's. And that means China would take enormous casualties if they ever decided to do something like that.
Yeah, they wouldn't want to, I think we can use the expression, awaken a sleeping giant, would they?
No, they certainly wouldn't. I mean, that expression is what the Japanese talked about. Matter of fact, Admiral Yamamoto.
Oh, yes, I know.
Before attacking Pearl Harbor.
I know.
Well, I know you know, but just to make that clear to the audience.
Yes, well, when you live on the planet long enough, you have acquired knowledge, and you occasionally have to reset for the younger generation.
Well, a lot of kids don't know that for instance, Paul McCartney was in a group called The Beatles.
The Beatles, yes. That is true.
And I'm learning all sorts of things that my daughter doesn't know, which I sort of take, for granted.
Yeah.
But people in different generations know different things. So, sorry.
That is true.
Anyway,
No, that is true.
Yamamoto
That is true.
Who said that.
Yes.
And
yes.
clearly right now the Chinese do not want to waken the sleeping dragon or the sleeping giant in Japan because the Japanese can be fearsome.
Yeah, they can. I mean, we learned that a long time ago. It is an interesting culture, the Japanese culture. They are an amazing culture, and not to be, as I mentioned, not to be trifled with. I'll tell you that. And they are a good ally of us, certainly. One of the most, and you think about the size of Japan, and you think about the population of Japan. Think about the influence from that tiny little island. The economic powerhouse of that tiny little island. It is really. I've got a good friend who's been living in Japan since he was in college. When we were in college in the late '80s, right? And it is a remarkable economic powerhouse. How does it compare? I mean, China's obviously a behemoth, but Japan. I think they've got the economic wherewithal that maybe China doesn't have. China is teetering. How's Japan's economy doing?
Well, Japan's economy is not terribly well now, but it's more stable and it's far more balanced than China's.
Yeah.
Now, China's the world's number 2 economy. Japan is the number 3 largest.
Wow.
They both have a lot of debt. Everyone knows about Japanese debt because it's publicized, but Chinese debt is far greater than Japan's, and as much of a burden on the Chinese economy as the Japanese debt is on Japan's.
Yeah.
So Japan is far better able to weather problems because they went through a crisis.
Yeah.
It started in 1989.
Oh, yeah.
China has not had its crisis yet.
No.
China is basically starting its 2008 right now, which means China is in for a world of hurt.
Yeah, and I think a lot of things are going to hit the fan next year, a lot of good. And plus also, Japan has an ally in America. China does not. And a lot of China's allies are involved. Russia's been weakened. Iran has been waylaid. And Venezuela is falling. So that's all good news. Gordon Chang, I appreciate you being on today. You can go to Twitter at Gordon G. Chang if you want to read any number of Gordon's books about China, among other things, the coming collapse of China, all available on Amazon. Plan Red, China's project to destroy America and all of that. Let's hope it falls on its face next year. Gordon, thanks for joining me, man. I appreciate you.
No, well, thanks so much, Rob, and I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving.
I did, and a Merry Christmas, my brother. We'll talk soon. Let's take a break and come back. This is The Rob Carson Show. in Harford County. There you go, Vince Guaraldi, baby. This isn't necessarily a Christmas song, but it is my favorite song on the record. Vince Guaraldi Trio. It's just cool. Listen, turn it up here. Listen to that. Can you believe that's just 3 people? Here comes the piano. Ready? Come on. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I am full of the Christmas spirit. I know it's a little early. I know I'm a little early with my premature Christmas elation, but I had a really terrible Christmas last year, and I'm ready to have a good one this year. How's that sound? I think it sounds pretty good. A lot of politicians getting coal in their stocking for Christmas. Birch Gold thinks you deserve silver as a smart planner. Yeah, for every $5,000 you invest in gold, and by the way, gold is up to $4,231 an ounce today. There you go. Had a little pause there, and now it's $42.31. I would get on this train before it's unaffordable to buy a ticket. So all you got to do is just text my name Rob to 989898 for every $5,000 you invest in gold. They're going to send you a free ounce of silver in the form of a glorious coin. You can give it to the kids or whatever. Just in time for Christmas, maybe in the Advent calendar. Oh, wow, that would be something, right? What'd you get? Oh, I just got a silver, ounce of silver over here. What'd you get? Oh, some Hershey's Kisses. Crap. All right, whatever. Nothing against Hershey's Kisses. Got to do this by December 22nd. So the offer is only going to December 22nd. We want to get this going anyway, right? You've been waiting forever. I've been telling you. Put your money and, transfer your IRA or 401k in the gold. Do that. Might want to do that today, okay? Just text my name, Rob, to 989898, and you can give the kids a silver coin, teach them a little bit about saving money smartly and all of that, and take advantage of this awesome situation. I was talking about how the Democrat Party never gave a rat's behind about anybody during the Biden administration. Didn't care about how many children were trafficked for sex and all of that, and then all of a sudden they're butthurt about immigrants, and all of a sudden they're butthurt about terrorists being destroyed and killed in off the coast of Venezuela. Gutfeld talked about this last night, echoed some of the same sentiments. He's always he's great. His monologues are amazing.
I do not believe anybody that is shouting right now actually cares about those people, okay? No. They didn't care about the gangs when they were here. They didn't care about the women being trafficked or the kids being attacked or the rapes, or they didn't care about the victims of recidivism. No. They didn't even care about the victims that we talked about for years, women being thrown in front of subway trains. They only care about victims when it becomes political expedient, when they see an election approaching. They don't know. Suddenly they're experts on war crimes. Yeah. They all went on AI and went like, what's a war crime? Could this really happen? I do not believe they care. No. I refuse to invest any amount of caring on those people on the boat because they are terrorists. If you have not developed the hoax instincts after the last 10 years, and your reflex is still to say, wow, this sounds really bad, you need to reverse the
Like, for instance, okay, so war crimes all of a sudden, right? Or FBI, Kash Patel and Dan Bongino are feckless and rudderless. Your immediate reaction is, oh my God, they must be. And then you realize you'd sit back and you digest it and you go, no, it's a bunch of crap because they're always trying to set up the next thing. This is what I've been talking about. Listen to them.
Let's compare a story that harms, say, the Trump administration versus one that harms the left. Yeah. Okay, when a story suddenly erupts around Trump, it's taken as fully realized, structurally sound, a seasoned oak of facts. Meanwhile, the Minneapolis corruption scheme has been emerging for 3 years. We were screaming about the border for 4. We were talking about the trans issue. Nobody was listening. we're talking about real stories that didn't become real to Democrats until they lost an election.
Yes.
It's never about concerns for people. It's only political. This story was so flimsy. Even Mark Kelly was reluctant to say it was a crime because he knew what he was going to say was a matter of opinion in a gray area. From a common sense perspective.
I got to tell you, he does a great job of distilling stuff in an eloquent fashion, which is a sense of humor, using a sense of humor, which I try to do here, by the way. I try to do that a lot. So Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara, who's a beta male, and who let the city burn. The police. He willingly, took his spanking like a man. Defund the police, let the city burn. Let the police substation in Uptown in Minneapolis, used to live there, burn to the ground, and we're fine. Well, thank you, sir. May I have another? And he is saying that he is going to fight ICE when they come to deport all the illegals.
Folks that are masked, that they're not sure if they're law enforcement, that they may be kidnapping people. Like, we have had those reports.
You are worse than Barney Fife. You're like a super effeminate, emasculated Barney Fife.
I want to be clear to the community. The community should know that if you see something like that is legitimate, that you don't know if someone is law enforcement, you should call 911. And you should provide as much information as possible, because let's not forget, we very recently had tragedy in this state by someone who was purporting. Well,
honestly, turn in your badge, you loser. Here's an alpha male. His name is Tom Homan. He's the director of the border, and here's what he has to say about the limp-wristed police chief in Minneapolis.
Secretary Norman just talked about just elevated their priority status. So yes, there's going to be an increase.
No, actually, here he is going after the. Do I have time? No, I'm going to wait. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to come back, play Tom Homan, a real man, his response to the police chief of Minneapolis. In just a second, this is the Rob Carson Show. Ooh, man, I got to tell you. Streamers! Scarecrow, what up? Walk this way. Everyone who jumped the queen. You Drinking is quoting Mel Brooks' History of the World. Gang bang! The Inquisition. What a show. The Inquisition. Here we go. We did a parody of that, right? We did a parody of that. We've done a couple songs from Mel Brooks movies on the show. Oh, we got it. Round a Pony. What up, Round a Pony? How you doing? Good to have you here, Grandma 59 times 59. Mickey Hastings, Duckman, Aurelia, Nani Johnson. Nani Johnson, hi, neighbor. Glad to watch your show. Neighbor, where do you live, Nani? Where do you live, Nani Johnson? Do you live in the D.C. area? I don't know. We should go, hang out, whatever. No, I don't even know you. So, America Marcy, good to see you. Carol Leftwich. On the Facebook, what's going on? Never too early for Christmas music, Kathy Doman. Yeah, I'm feeling like it, man. I mean, all I've got is my little Norfolk pine with my ornaments from my dog's pictures on it, and my Christmas lights on the stairwell. And that's what I got, and that's what I'm going to celebrate with. And in 3 weeks, I'm going to go see my kids for the first time in 5 months. And I'm going to see my dogs for the first time in 5 months, and I'm going to enjoy my Christmas better than ever. I can't wait. I just can't wait, guys. I feel like I've been deployed to Washington, D.C. It's going to be good to go. Hey, it's good to be back home again. Sometimes this old farm feels like a long-lost friend. Little John Denver for you. Love me some John Denver, too, by the way. Oh, here we go. We got to talk.
3.5 here, a little rejoint.
Donald Trump's election.
Why?
It's the gift that keeps on giving. It's the Rob Carson Show.
Yeah, in case you hadn't heard, that insane cat woman, Afton Ben, got her rear end handed to her yesterday in Tennessee. I opened the show with that story today. If you want to listen to the podcast, go to your normal podcast platforms, look up Rob Carson Show. I did a really good monologue on it and why I was not worried about it and why, when they say, oh, yeah, but she only lost by 10, why that's a bunch of crap. Why that is, the Democrat Party is still in dire straits. They are. They are not going anywhere in the midterms unless they turn their boat around. They're buffoonish, they're cartoonish, they're intellectually and morally bankrupt, and they're not going to win. You think they are. Everything they say is a fantasy. Everything. Oh, Pete Hegseth committed a war crime. Fantasy. Donald Trump's economy is not good. Fantasy. It's all a fantasy. It's all a facade. It's all a joke. Here is Tom Homan going after the Minneapolis police chief who says he's going to, if ICE comes after you, call the police and we'll come and, good luck with that, Minneapolis Keystone Cops.
Look, I'll say the same thing I said to other chiefs of police in sanctuary cities. Shame on you. I mean, your number one responsibility is the safety and security of your communities. And ICE is targeting criminals. Criminals.
Yeah.
So for you not to partner with ICE to make your community safer, it's shameful. He ought to put his badge in the desk drawer and walk away because he stopped being a cop, become a politician. Mm-hmm. If a true law enforcement official would work with ICE, okay, look, I don't want to be an immigration officer. I'll leave that to you guys. But when we have an illegal alien public safety threat in the community, I want to be shoulder to shoulder with you. I want to help you make my community safer.
And I would imagine there are a lot of police in Minneapolis who are good and decent and are sick and tired of the Democrats' bullcrap up there. Trump unleashes ICE strike teams on Somalis in Minnesota after the National Guard shooting. The Somali community, 50% of them in Minneapolis are here illegally, surreptitiously, should not be here, should be removed from the country. That's it. Sorry. You've run roughshod over the state of Minnesota. You've taken billions of dollars. Not all of you, of course. The good and decent people of Somalia who love, of America, not of Somalia, formerly of Somalia, who want to assimilate and be a part of the country and be proud of the country and wave the American flag and learn to speak the language and not steal votes and steal, fraudulently from charities. Then that's cool. But the rest of you can get the hell out of here. And that includes Ilhan Omar, which, by the way, she's been approached about, are you going to go? Are you going to be deported? I hope they deport her rear end the hell out. And there are some questions about why she came here, how she got here, and if we can, we ought to boot her the hell out of Congress and boot her the hell out of the country because she hates the country, she does nothing good for the country, and she should not be here. That's it. How's that sound? Let's take a break and come back. Last hour of the Rob Carson Show is right ahead. Brigitte Gabriel joins us. Don't go anywhere.
are about to hear the most interesting, informative, thought-provoking, and funny show in America. On air and on the World Wide Web. This is the Rob Carson Show.
This is the hour number 3 of the Rob Carson Show. Welcome to it. Come on in. Have a seat. Enjoy it. I think you will. By the way, my TV show is Rob Carson's What in the World? It's this weekend, Sunday night, following Dr. Michael Savage, which is where you'd expect a comedy show, right? Okay, maybe not. But anyway, it is on Newsmax on Sunday night, following Dr. Michael Savage. This weekend's show is really fun, and it's when you do a show, when you do a radio show, or you do a TV show, or any kind of performance, you guys, you stage actors, movies, actors, whatever, stand-up comedians, you have to soldier through difficult times, and you have to, I've been been on the air during my father's passing, my mother's passing, all of these things, my divorce. Ooh, that was fun. And so I've been able to do my TV show through it all, and finally, I'm beginning to just be able to feel joy again. It was very hard. I was feeling joy for a number of, after sobriety and all that, really feeling joy, and then right after that, my wife says, "I want to divorce you," the day after the election, and then the joy kind of went away. Well, the joy's back. The joy is back, and I'm going to be so joyful. You're just going to want to. It's going to be the happiest Christmas ever, in the words of Clark Griswold. He does a monologue that's pretty funny in the movie. That's a movie I'll have to watch. Quentin Tarantino names his surprising top 10 films of the 21st century. I don't know why I'm throwing this out there. I think it's interesting. I love movies. And my favorite movie of all time is Tarantino's Inglourious Basterds. It's a masterpiece. Followed by Goodfellas, followed by probably... another Tarantino movie. There's a bunch of Tarantino movies. I love Tarantino movies. Kill Bill 2 is a great movie. Kill Bill 1's a great movie. Never was a big Reservoir Dogs guy. Never was. Never was. The early days of Tarantino. Pulp Fiction, not a big. You lost me with the gimp in the trunk. That was weird. It just made me feel weird. Maybe it's because I'm from Iowa. I'm like, I don't know. I don't feel right about this. I don't. There's something about a gimp in a trunk. Weird. Anyway, his top 10 best movies of the 21st century. I'm going to have to agree on several of these, although several I have a real hard time watching. And you'll be able to understand this, you Gulf War veterans. His number one movie is Black Hawk Down. I can't watch it. It's too hard to watch. I mean, and it's Ridley Scott, and he said it's the number one movie. It's too hard for me to watch. Toy Story 3, and I haven't seen it since it was in the theaters. I know that sounds weird. I haven't, because there's a scene where they're sliding into this melting pit, whatever, and I cried with my son in that movie, and I haven't seen it since. I need to see it again. Lost in Translation. I don't know if I've seen it. Dunkirk, brilliant. Oh my God, I need to watch that again. There Will Be Blood. I can't watch that one. It's so brutal. It's so brutal. But Daniel Day-Lewis is phenomenal. Daniel Day-Lewis in Lincoln. I love Lincoln. My now ex-wife hated that movie. I watched that movie. That's my go-to. That's like Independence Day on July 4th. There Will Be Blood. Zodiac is number... I didn't watch that. I don't want to watch it. Unstoppable, haven't seen it. Tony Scott, haven't seen it. Mad Max Fury Road is a masterpiece. Mad Max Fury Road is the most visually stunning movie with stunts and not a lot of dialogue. Brilliant movie. Shaun of the Dead. Oh, hell yeah. Fun, awesome, great movie. Brilliant. Midnight in Paris, Woody Allen. I don't know that. Woody Allen, which one is that? I don't know that one. But anyway, those are Tarantino's top movies, and I agree with many in the top 10. Mad Max Fury Road's probably number 3 or 4 for me. Probably 4 for me. Phenomenal. It is so good. So good. I mentioned something earlier. It's kind of, because of all the crazy cat ladies out there. The crazy cat ladies like this Jennifer Welch. Oh, my God. Jennifer Welch. Holy hell. She's a cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and she is bat guano, wicked, awful, evil. Said that Stephen Miller is a Nazi Jew. I mean, she's a cauldron stirring. I mean, she's a, wow, crazy cat lady. Cat lovers in popular culture often portrayed by women like Elizabeth Warren or Eleanor Abernathy from The Simpsons. But a new study comes to bad news for those crazy cat ladies. It reveals felines actually pay more attention to men. Oh my God, this is fantastic. Researchers have discovered that cats are noticeably, men are noticeably noisier. No, cats. Women, cats, same thing, are noticeably noisier when meowing at male owners compared to their female ones. This could be because men are generally less attentive and make a lot less of a fuss over their pets, forcing cats to escalate their greetings to be noticed. So the cats meow more because men don't listen. Do you hear that? Well, you don't listen to me. Why don't you listen to me? Well, sometimes you just don't say stuff that's that important. Sorry, I hate to tell you this. We catch up on some things. We do, and occasionally we miss a few things. You can't blame us for it. I'm talking to the cats, not women, certainly. In their study, the team from Ankara University in Turkey, which, Ankara is so beautiful. Never been. 31 cats and their primary owners in their homes. Owners were asked to wear a chest-mounted camera. The first film the few minutes of the returning home while behaving as naturally as possible. Analysis of 100 clips revealed that cats vocalize more frequently with meows and purrs and chirps when greeting male owners compared to female ones. So crazy cat ladies, no matter how many cats you get, they're not going to pay attention to you. That's why they keep adding more cats. That's why you end up with 100 cats in a garbage house, and they have to get hauled out by the authorities. And then they got to bring in a hazmat team to clean up the house because your cats don't listen to you. Neither did your husband. Anyway, analysis of hundreds of clips had revealed the cats who vocalized more. I said that. On average, cats produced 4.3 meows. 4.3 meows. In the first 100 seconds of greeting men compared to just 1.8 with women. You're not listening to me, kitties. Previous research has shown that women are generally more verbally interactive with their pets and more attuned to interpreting their cat's vocalizations. Women are more likely to engage in cat-directed speech. This is just liberal women. I love women. Liberal women. My God. Oh, dear God in heaven. What the hell? Anyway, cat-directed speech using high-pitched baby talk voice when speaking to their animal. Like when women see each other in public. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God, it's so good to see you. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. They never do that to you when you get home, right? They never do. Oh my God, I'm so glad you're home. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. No, none of that, no. Women are therefore, it is therefore possible that male caregivers require more explicit vocalizations to notice and respond to their needs of the cats, the researchers explained in their study. So there's that. How cats greet their owners. Are you ready for this? Here we go. A tail up, held vertically or slightly curved means a cat is happy. Butts in the air like you just don't care. Approach, the cat decides to close the distance, showing it is comfortable with you. Vocalizations, meows, purrs, and chirps, indicating the cat is happy to see you, and rubbing its face or body against you is a form of social bonding. There you go. So there's that. Meanwhile, Jennifer Welch, she says that people who are not white people in ICE are racist.
Something else you said you'd had it with are minorities.
And this is the perfect example of what I was telling you about how liberal Karens, they decided for black people that that inner city police shouldn't have the police. They should defund the police, and they should get rid of Aunt Jemima and the Redskins and get rid of Uncle Ben. The people like this crazy cat lady Karen, they decided that, and this is the premium example of this. Because she's thinking for brown people in this and saying that you're racist for being an ICE because she's a crazy cat-owning, cul-de-sac dwelling liberal Karen.
Minorities in ICE.
I mean, that connects to this, right?
Yeah.
Like, not only do you have no moral compass, and how many times have you seen these guys? They've got their masks on, so you can't see their whole face. But what you can see, it's like a brown skin tone.
Okay, you ready for super racism? Listen to this. This is super racism.
And a dude who looks like his last name is probably like Lopez or Hernandez. Or
everybody who has brown skin has the names Lopez or Hernandez. How do you feel about that, Abdul?
It's like, what is...
Hakeem, anybody got to say anything about that?
What is wrong with you? Not only do you not have morality, apparently you don't have self-preservation. I mean, this is
The white lady is calling you, you officers who have brown skin, racist.
These people hate you. They hate you. They hate your family. They hate your kids. They hate your future grands.
Talking about ICE.
Kids. They don't think you belong here. You're not a quote-unquote heritage American. You're never going to belong. And you're the one implementing the violent force against your own community. I just can't wrap my head around that.
I know. Wow, neither can I, but you're giving me a headache. Here's Jim Gossett singing about crazy cat ladies. They're all liberal.
Well, they have a lot of cats, and they're mostly Democrats like V.P. Harris.
Rare.
They cry when they lose. From their left-wing views, I wish they'd spare us. They're cat ladies.
Your cats don't love you.
Whoa, 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 they're cat ladies.
They don't listen to you.
Talking about some miserable ladies.
They like us more.
Who have clearly lost their mind.
People that are pro-life, I hate you.
Got called out by J.D. Vance. When he had the chance, he really nailed them.
Nailed them. Okay, whatever.
They're too dumb to know. Kamala and Joe have really failed them.
Jennifer Welch.
They're cat ladies.
Rare.
Don't have a child, they're cat ladies.
No.
Talking about some miserable ladies.
Yeah.
Who are out of their mind.
Yeah, and one of them got beaten in Tennessee in the congressional race last night. So adopt another kitty. Adopt another kitty. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. It is a Rob Carson show. Headline from Breitbart: Mark Warner says uniformed military may save us from this president. They really want to pick a fight, and they're not going to be able to finish it. I'm telling you, not gonna. Tell you what, they're very, very, very close to threatening a coup. They tried to do a coup during the first administration. I'm telling you, you're homeboys, hillbillies, Hebrews. We will not accept this. Warner floats a coup. You bring that, boy. You bring that, boy. The Democrat Party, they are poking at a pit bull. That's what they're doing. That's what they try to do by saying, hey, if you're disobey illegal orders, there were no illegal orders. What does that mean? Disobey orders. They're bleeping around, and they're going to find out. I'm telling you. Really, really. You're all a bunch of buffoons. You don't know how to use a gun. Why would you pick on people with guns? I mean, it's really not a good idea. It's not a good idea. Zoran, I call him Moran Zamkami. That's mine. Yeah, I know. It took a little, just about a minute to come up with that. Moran Zamkami. He showed up at the White House, and he's a yippy little Chihuahua on the other side of a fence from a pit bull. And then when the gates opened, the Chihuahua's all of a sudden friendly and everything. Well, he's back to being a yippy little Chihuahua in New York.
When I met with the president, I made very clear...
Doesn't he, listen to his voice, doesn't he just sound threatening? You're like, oh my God, oh, that's terrible.
That these kinds of raids are cruel and inhumane. That they are raids that do nothing to serve the interests of public safety.
No, they do. You're getting the illegals out of the country and illegal criminals, so that makes the country safer, and there's no debating that.
And that my responsibility is to be the
free grocery stores, free bus rides, and free everything, and free and this and that and this and that and this and that.
Mayor to each and every person that calls this city their home, and that includes millions of immigrants, of which I am one.
Yeah, well, you're not illegally here, so that's the difference. See, it's like illegal orders. You want to hear how dumb these people are? So they're doing all these anti-ICE raids, and by the way, ICE and the National Guard and the FBI are about to rain fire down on these people, interrupting ICE raids. People are going to go to jail. They're going to go to jail. You're disrupting law enforcement. You're causing damage. You're going to get your arses handed to you. But a guy in L.A. decides he's going to attack a building. I'm presuming it's an ICE building with Molotov cocktails, but he missed something.
We also have breaking news in downtown L.A., where a man has been arrested accused of throwing Molotov cocktails at a federal building. Yeah. Scott Reif is live on Air 7 with those details.
What's going on, buddy?
Yeah, Philip, so things are quiet here right now in front of the federal building.
Well, thank God you're in the helicopter, because they could have just driven to the federal building and done a report.
Downtown Los Angeles, it was not the case yesterday. A 54-year-old man threw 2 Molotov cocktails at ICE agents.
Yep.
Unfortunately, he forgot to light them. So
Hey, let's hear that again.
4-year-old man threw 2 Molotov cocktails at ICE agents. Now, fortunately, he forgot to light them, so no one was injured.
You got to light them. Otherwise, it's just a cocktail. Otherwise, it's just a bottle of gas. It's just, I mean, where did you get your instructions? I mean, what the hell? Here, I'm going to throw a bottle of gas at you. I mean, wow. He forgot to light the Molotov cocktails. This is how stupid they are. Oh, my God. And then in L.A., they've decided they're going to not let law enforcement wear masks. They're not going to let law enforcement wear masks. I'm going to tell you why it's so stupid in a second.
County, ladies and gentlemen, you are being disruptive to the meeting. Madam Chair, they've been warned 3 times.
Yes, We're calling for a recess, members.
That disruption briefly prevented the LA County Board of Supervisors from voting to ban law enforcement from covering their faces while on duty.
Sure.
ICE and Border Patrol leaders have defended the use of masks, saying there has been a surge in assaults.
And I'll just tell you that no local ordinance can prevent federal agents from wearing a mask. we're going to pass a law that doesn't apply to you guys. And then we're going to throw unlit Molotov cocktails at you. And then we're going to fire unloaded guns at you. Wow. I got to tell you. Oh, it's just so glorious. It's so glorious to be alive. It really is. It's amazing. It is a really amazing time. And we're getting ready to go into the 250th birthday of America, and there's going to be an MMA fight on the Capitol, on the White House lawn. It's going to be so cool. Furious Alabama town crushes plans to build a large Muslim school as locals say they fear becoming the next Dearborn, Michigan. And, you know, I mean, honestly, I'm tolerant in everything, but radical Islam has really kind of run roughshod over the country, and it's about time America started fighting back. Here's the vote last night in the council meeting. All of these people are obviously xenophobes and Islamophobes, and that doesn't matter.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to deny the application based on staff comments and what we've heard this evening.
Xenophobe! I'm so mad at you, I'm going to throw a bottle of gas and not light it at you.
I have a motion to have a second.
Then I'm going to adopt a cat.
Second. I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All the opposed, nay. We are a recommending body. This will go to the council with a recommendation to deny to the council.
There you go. And people lined up holding signs, including some saying, stop the 100-year plan, a reference to a conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy theory that Muslims are trying to take over American institutions. It's happening. And this is why it's happening, because people are saying it's a conspiracy theory. It's a bunch of crap. And if you see Dearborn, I almost sneezed. If you see Dearborn, I actually sneezed. I couldn't stop it. I apologize. I really do. Give an inch, Dearborn, Michigan, in reference to a city with a large Muslim population and Arab majority city leadership. And also, they play the call to prayer in the air. And they do it in Minneapolis, too. And they do it in other cities around America, because the call to prayer is not necessarily a call to prayer. It's a broadcast saying, we have conquered your city. That's what it means to radical Islam. So how about this? How about stop playing coy with us? We've been watching this since 9/11, and we're sick and tired of it. That's why you went for a 9/11, near the 9/11 memorial, putting up a mosque within a year after the murder of 3,000 people there. So there's that. Might have to talk to Brigitte Gabriel about that on the other side of this break. How's that sound? I think it sounds pretty good, don't you? Let's take a break and come back. Sorry about the sneeze. I'll work on that. This is the Rob Carson Show. I've never sneezed on.
I trust Pete. My faith in Pete's complete. He's taken out drug boats beautifully. I trust Pete. The critics are never-ending drug traffickers. They're defending. I repeat, blowing up their boats is neat. We've got the right man for the job because I trust Pete. Pete Hexeth is a real hero. Proof he did wrong. They have got zero. Good job, Pete. You have pulled off quite a feat. Cutting down the flow of fentanyl. You can trust Pete.
Breaker 19, this here's the Iceman. You got a copy on me, Pigpen? Come on. I was just passed by a gang of truckers I ain't never seen before. They were yelling out their windows, "Death to America." Yeah, we definitely got the front door. mercy sakes alive. It looks like we got us an Al-Qaeda convoy.
ICE just arrested a terrorist in a truck. The fact that he ain't hurt no one, well, that's just total luck. He was here illegally for jihad, he is called. Only a liberal Democrat wouldn't be appalled. We got a terrorist convoy here illegally. They could pose a major threat, a threat to you and me. Terroristic truckers wonder what's in their load. Wouldn't be surprised if a rig of theirs explodes. Convoy.
We'll catch you on the flip-flop, Pigpen. This is the Iceman. Over and out.
Rent-free, in libs' heads I'm living. The fits I am giving to Whoopi, Sunny, and Joy. Rent-free, I'm occupying. Rosie is lying if she says I'm not in her head. Break free, they simply can't do it. When you get down to it, they have TDS real bad. Hatred, just watch it as it spreads, because inside their heads I live.
The media and our friends in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation to secure the border.
When it starts bringing down.
Turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
Come on.
You told me to look into Minnesota and their fraud on visas and their programs. 50% of them are fraudulent, which means that wacko Governor Walz either is an idiot or he did it on purpose. And I think he's bold, sir. He brought people in there illegally that never should have been in this country, said they were somebody that they're not. They said they were married to somebody who was their brother or somebody else. Fraudulent visa applications, signed up for government programs.
Yeah, and it was amazing how the Democrat Party betrayed America in a number of different ways after 9/11, although Somalis have been coming in since 1991. But after 9/11, allowing all these Afghani refugees to come into the country, and then one of them to come across the country 3,000 miles and kill a National Guard soldier and injure another, and then blame Donald Trump for bringing the National Guard. Honestly, ridiculous. Unfortunately, it looks like there's a bit of comeuppance happening. Brigitte Gabriel! If I was going to sit on Santa's lap this year, I'd say I want more Brigitte Gabriel. How are you this fine Wednesday?
Oh, thank you, Rob. Next time I'm depressed, I'm calling you.
I'll tell you what. I don't have time. I don't have Brigitte, I got no time for non-merriment, okay? We got a lot of things to be very positive about. And one of the positives is we got a lot of bullcrap being exposed. I like to say the left exposes its flanks so we can kick its butt. And that's what they're doing here, Brigitte. We got a lot of stuff going on with Somalis in Minnesota. If you pay attention to Somali migration, out-migration around the world, the Somali population, not all of them, but a good share of them, are known for fraud. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, exactly. I agree with you. All this information coming out, and that's exactly when Doge, remember when President Trump took office, immediately Doge was talking about the fraud that is being perpetrated on all levels of government. And the American public suspected that, Rob. People like you and me and the decent American people can see the lying, cheating Democrats stealing from the government, etc. We all knew fraud was happening. But now to see it concentrated in such a refugee community that we have imported into our nation and deposited in Minnesota, and out of this small community, the fraud that's being perpetrated and the billions of dollars, millions of dollars is just mind-boggling. Yeah. And I'm glad to see it exposed. That's exactly what the people voted for, and that's exactly what President Trump and his administration are delivering to the American people who put them in office to do exactly that. 100%.
And, 50% of the Somali population in Minnesota have obtained their citizenship or their abilities to their visas fraudulently, which means they got to go. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Of course they're going to lie in order to advance whatever they want. Remember, the Somali community is an Islamic community that we brought in. Yep. So lying for them is a part of life. We look at it as, we're not supposed to lie. Lying is bad. Lying for them is a normal way of life to get ahead. I mean, it is sanctioned in their religion. A Muslim can even lay his hand on the Quran saying that he is telling the truth, fully knowing that he is lying. And they apply that lying tactic to everything that they do to advance their cause, whatever that cause may be. In this case, it's the betterment of community. It is the uplifting from poverty to members of their community. It's funding their family members back in Somalia. Yes. It is funding Al-Shabaab in Somalia. So for them, they are using our system and our useful idiots. Our whole country is being used as a useful idiot tool in order to advance their cause. You don't blame them. You blame us for being so stupid, for allowing them to do that. People treat you the way you allow them to treat you, Rob. And so they came to this country. They realized they can take advantage of all these programs. The Democrats lay out the red carpet for them. They even help them. If you don't speak English, no problem. We'll give you a lawyer who can help you do whatever you need to do as long as we get a kickback. We get your vote, and we get some kickback from whatever money we make possible for you to have. Everybody wins. The Democratic Party wins. They win. And that's how we found ourselves in this predicament.
Well, a lot of countries around the world are realizing this. Radical Islam has moved into Great Britain. Some people say Great Britain is too far gone to recover from this. They've moved into France. It sounds like Marine Le Pen will be able to take power, hopefully, despite her sentence on fraudulent bullcrap, to keep her from ushering a new era of return to greatness for France and a rejection of radical Islam. But this is going on all over the world, and one of the tools that the radical Islamists, I could say that without being xenophobic, you see, or Islamophobic, you see. We can finally do that, can't we? But in Sweden, 375 million fraudulent state welfare funds siphoned off by foreign criminal gangs. This has been going on around the world. Do you suppose this awakening to stop this is finally happening?
Yes, it is happening. Europe is waking up. I hope it's not too late for Europe. But, it's like a little child. You tell a child, do not put your hand on the stove, you're going to burn your hand. Yes. They don't listen. They have to try it. They have to burn their hand. It's the story of life. And so the Europeans, did not heed the warning. The warning was right in front of their eyes. The writing was on the wall for decades. And they refused to heed the warning. They ignored the signs because they did not want to be called Islamophobes. Yep. They did not want to be called racist. We in the West are raised with the idea, do not judge others lest you be judged. We teach this to our children, whether you are a faithful person or not, whether you're a practicing Jew or Christian or not. This is a part of who we are as a society. And so, we import all these refugees from high-risk areas into our nations because we think we're going to lift them up, we're going to better their lives.
And they'll love us.
Like us. They're going to become civilized, and then they're going to go back and better their nations. It doesn't work that way because they're bringing us down instead of lifting themselves up. And by the way, while I'm on the subject of migration, we need people, our own government, right now that President Trump is calling for a permanent pause on high-risk migration.
Yes.
We need Congress, our Congress, to stand with the president to make sure that while we have power, while we have the House and the Senate, that we pass a bill that will support the president's decision. And I ask people right now, call your members of Congress. If you do not know their number, go to our website, actforamerica.org. We have an Act Now campaign on our Act Now National, Prevent High-Risk Migration. We have an email written for you, ready to go to your elected officials, your federal representatives, your congressmen, your senators. You can take action immediately. Go to actforamerica.org right now. Click on Act Now and take action on the Prevent High-Risk Migration. It's too late for Europe, but it's not too late for us. We can stop it now while we still have control of the House, the Senate, and we have President Trump in office, and we need to do it as soon as possible.
Let me just boost the sign-ups, okay? By going to actforamerica.org, you're sicking Brigitte Gabriel on them. How's that? That'll get people to sign up. That'll get them to sign up. Brigitte, can you hold through the break? Do you have time to do another break with us?
Sure.
All right, because I'd like to talk more. Actforamerica.org. I'm serious. If you want to quantify this, codify this, do it. Let's take a break and come back more with Brigitte Gabriel in a moment. This is the Rob Carson Show. County.
Give or receive?
Shut up. With Brigitte, what do you think? Come on. Who we talking about?
Call me backdoor Santa. I make my runs about the break of day.
Backdoor Santa, which was, of course, sampled for Christmas in Hollis by Run DMC. Here's some fun audio. Ilhan Omar being pursued and asked if you're going to be deported.
Congresswoman, do you agree with President Trump's assumption that you married your brother to get citizenship?
Did you marry your brother
Have
to
you
get
begun
citizenship?
packing your bags for Somalia yet, Congresswoman Omar?
Not going anywhere.
So you're not?
No, don't waste your energy on me.
Do you have a message for President
I
Trump?
will be here probably longer than Trump.
I don't think so. Brigitte Gabriel. actforamerica.org. One of the reasons I despise that woman is that she has the audacity to move here from a privileged background in Somalia and then talk every day about how much she hates America. And I'm just about done with her. Do you suppose there's any possibility she might be removed?
The scary thing, Rob, is the people who are voting for her are the 80,000 Somalis in Minnesota. And why would they throw her out? She works for them. She helps them get ahead. She is representing them. They do not know any better. Who are they going to elect? Somebody else? And so this is why she is so confident in her position that she will outlast Trump. And you know what? She probably will.
Yeah.
Because unless we change the way voting is done and unless we get these people out, things are not going to change. And that's exactly why we need to take advantage while President Trump is in office to make sure we secure our country, get rid of the fraud, get rid of the people who are here illegally or the people who lied or who cheated on their visa application to get here. And by the way, the law is on our side.
Yes.
You know, if you have been proven to have lied on your visa when you come to the United States or on your paperwork, the country has the right to deport you. We just need to enforce the law.
Well, they're going to do that. Don't you feel kind of good about Kristi Noem, Tom Homan? They're doubling down. I mean, when there was the murder of the National Guard soldier here in Washington, D.C., Pete Hegseth, and the president said, okay, 500 more National Guard. There you go. Ta-da! So I'm feeling good about this. And Kristi Noem yesterday in that cabinet meeting, I was like, oh, yeah.
Exactly. We couldn't have better people.
Oh, my God.
Speaking of somebody who's a very close friend
I swear.
with Tom Homan, and we go back
really?
for years. But I tell you, we could not be in better hands.
I swear.
And Kristi Noem and Tom Homan are not going to budge. They're not going to move. They are not phased. You can throw whatever insult at them. You can call them names. They know they are there to do a job, and they're going to get it done. And they don't give a flying kite whether you like them or not, whether you approve of them or not, whether you're going to vote for them or not. You can't even vote for them. Their boss is happy with them, and they're doing exactly what he put them there to do.
What did she say? Hold on. She said something yesterday that was really funny. Hold on. Kristi Noem here. Listen to this. Kristi Noem. This is so amazing. She has cojones as big as yours. She says, I met with President Trump. I am recommending a full travel ban from every damn country that's been flooding our nation with killers, leeches, and entitlement junkies. Can you believe this?
Isn't this a breath of fresh air?
Oh, my God.
Isn't it a breath of fresh air that we have somebody in our government who is entrusted with such a major agency who is actually speaking the truth and speaking it boldly and authoritatively in defense of the American people and the interest of the American people? No truer words have ever been spoken.
Yes.
Good for her. Good for her for having the backbone to say what needs to be said. That's exactly the type of leadership we need in America right now.
Yeah.
And you know what? The majority of the country is cheering her on.
Yes.
The majority of the country is cheering on Tom Homan and President Trump and his whole team who are doing. And Jeanine Pirro. Don't you just love Jeanine Pirro?
Oh, my God.
My sister from another mother. That's exactly exactly the type of strong leadership that we need in our country to clean house. Because you know what they say: you lay with the with the dogs, you get up with their fleas. You lay in garbage, you come out smelling. And we have flooded our country with garbage, and our country is starting to stink.
I love it.
And now we're cleaning house.
I love it. Did you see an Alabama town shot down plans to build a Muslim school in their area, suburb of Birmingham, and people were holding up signs that said, "Stop the 100-year plan, give an inch," and you got Dearborn, Michigan. And I'm sorry, I'm not an intolerant person, but the radicals of Islam have taken advantage of our benevolence and our fear of being called Islamophobic, and it sounds like America's had enough.
America has had enough. And look, I have been called not just an Islamophobe, but a radical Islamophobe by the New York Times back in 2008 as a response to my book titled, They Must Be Stopped, where I have a whole chapter on the Muslim Brotherhood plan for North America, their 100-year plan to take over our country. When I was talking about it, because nobody else dared talk about it at that time, because everybody did not want to be called a racist, did not want to be called an Islamophobe. And so all the arrows by the left, by the Islamists, were directed at me, the only organization and a head of organization that was a national security organization talking about these issues. But after the election of President Trump, and here we are right now 20 years later, if all of us are now considered white supremacists, racists, bigots, homophobes, xenophobes, etc. If you are in America first, if you believe that America should be put first before any other country in the world, that Americans should come first before any refugees we imported into our country that hate our country, you called every name in the book. So we're all in the same boat. So finally we realized that it doesn't matter anymore because they called us so many names for so long. They called us racist, Islamophobes, bigots, etc. It doesn't mean anything anymore because they cheapened those names. These names mean nothing right now. And it's,
I knew this is going to happen, Brigitte.
We got to this point.
Brigitte, I've been saying this for years. It's going to be either crying wolf, actforamerica.org. You know what I like about you? Is just light the fuse and you go off. I can just step back and watch this show. That's the best thing about you.
Well, thank you, my friend. And while we wrap, I want people to go to actforamerica.org right now. Click on Join Us. Sign up to start a chapter in your community. We are organizing and mobilizing the nation ahead of the next year's midterm. We need you engaged. Go to actforamerica.org, start a chapter.
God bless you. Have a glorious... If I don't talk to you before Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays and all of that, and we'll talk again soon. Let's take a break and come back. This is The Rob Carson Show. She is a spitfire. She is amazing, right? Hi. Okay, I already talked to you, Nani. Mickey Hastings, hello. Went to the site, filled it out. Dude, you did it. actforamerica.org. Do what Brigitte and Rob ask of me. Mickey Hastings, thank you. Love it, 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 love it. Gail King, how you doing? Been called a white supremacist? Dude, I've been called everything. I don't even care. I don't care. I never have cared. This is one of the great things about being on the planet in a few years. It used to bother me to be called names. I don't give a flying crap because you know why? It doesn't matter when it comes from some people. If my mother called me whatever, I would be worried about it. But the left called me something. I don't even give a flying crap. I don't give a crap. There you go. What are we going to do here? Drunk. Oh, yes. 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 I have a great story. Oh, shit. How much time we got, Brian? I know, but how much time will I have to talk? Okay.
Sadly, I was at 9/11.
Yeah, I don't have time for that. Here we go. For a change. By the way, a lot of people on the chat are going to actforamerica.org, including Mickey Hastings. Way to go. Sign up for actforamerica.org, and let's get some stuff done. Let's take our country back. Okay, so Birch Gold has a special deal. By the 22nd of December, you can get silver and gold like the Burl Ives song. Birch Gold will send you an ounce of silver, up 60% this year. For every $5,000 you invest in Birch Gold, gold's about $4,230 today, which is huge. And if you've been debating whether to do your tax-sheltered IRA or 401k in gold, today's a good time to do it. Give yourself a Christmas present that will last you until you decide you want to sell that gold and make some money. Text my name, Rob, to 989898 and claim your eligibility for the offer. Again, Rob, to 989898 because Birch Gold's free silver with qualifying purchase ends the 22nd, and it's already the 3rd. 19 days, people. So let's get on it, Birch Gold. They're the best. And gold is becoming more valuable by the day. I have one of the funnier stories of the day, and let me just tell you, we've all been there.
It happened Saturday in Ashland, and according to social media posts by Hanover County Animal Protection and Shelter, a raccoon broke into the store the night of Black Friday and ransacked
A raccoon broke into a liquor store.
Several shelves. They have masks, don't they? The animal became intoxicated, then passed out in the bathroom. The sleeping raccoon was discovered Saturday morning.
Head right near the toilet. We've all been there probably at some point in our lives, right?
A little too much.
An officer brought the masked bandit back to the county animal shelter to recover. So yes, that's a lot of liqueur for a little raccoon there. The raccoon slept it off for a few hours and showed no signs of injury. Bounced back. Officers released the raccoon back into the wild.
That is fantastic. So passed out by the toilet. Let's worshiping the porcelain god. Anybody else out there have done that? I don't do it anymore. Worshiping the porcelain god. Oh my God. Gen X, you guys understand that. You know, you get a little bit drunk and you're like, I better go lay down by the toilet. You know you've hit bottom when you pass out by the toilet. There you go. I love it. I love it. Hey, guys, if you get a chance to download the podcast, share it with others because the show is getting better every single day. I swear to God. Having a really good time. Just go to any podcast platform, look up Rob Carson Show. If you would, share it with others because so much joy is going to happen before I take a couple weeks off at the end of this month. God bless you, America's founding Donald Trump, as he makes this country even greater this holiday season. And until tomorrow, which is Thursday, do not catch the stupid. I'll see you then.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.